Masked Up with the Hornets is presented by Nex-Tech Wireless, the official cell phone provider of ESU Athletics.
Now for another Emporia State Hornets spotlight, and in the spotlight today is Orianna Clements. She is a sophomore with the Emporia State volleyball team out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. And Orianna, we got to get down to it. How'd you end up in Emporia State?
Actually, my grandparents lived here, so when being offered me after camp, it was a pretty easy decision because I've never really lived close to my grandparents, so living in the same town as them was a big part of coming here.
And that also makes you a legacy girl, doesn't it?
Sort of, yeah.
Your grandpa played football at Emporia State, and of course your dad grew up in Emporia, so you're kind of familiar with it. But for you, that's a personal decision to choose Emporia State. What is it that set Emporia State aside for you?
Definitely the education program. I've always wanted to be a teacher, so that was also another thing that stood out. So.
You guys are in the middle of fall practices and no matches to be played, but you'll get a play in the spring. First off, how are the practices going? Really
good. We're focusing a lot of fundamental things, so I feel like this extra practice, kind of like it's a whole semester long preseason, I feel like it really helps us and then the freshmen getting used to the speed of the game.
And then you'll be able to play some in the spring, and how excited are you to be able to get to do that?
Very excited. It's exciting to play with them scrimmaging, but I feel like in a game, like our chemistry is really good, so I'm really excited to get to play in an actual game with these girls.
You mentioned you wanted to become a teacher, so the teacher education program. What area of teaching are you interested in?
English and secondary ed.
And what maybe sparked that desire to get into teaching?
I really like kids. I like middle school to high school age kids. So even in high school, I was really like, I want to teach this age group. So that was a big thing. And I love English, like reading and writing and all that stuff.
And there's also coaching in your family. Is that something you might want to get into?
That is actually my minor. So I want to coach high school volleyball. So, yeah.
And that is Orianna Clements. She is a sophomore with the Emporia State volleyball team, and she is in the Hornet Spotlight.